Hi, Masters. A very good morning and good evening to you all. Thank you all for joining us from all across the globe on this beautiful day. And welcome to My Time Weekly Session Program presented by IFSS on every Sunday morning. In this space where we all do group meditations and discuss wisdom on various topics, Masters. And this program is co-partnered by four organizations. Shambhala Solutions India, Omega Pyramid Dallas, USA, and then Breath Universe Australia, and Joyce USA. And today's program is hosted by Omega Pyramid Dallas. And Masters, we'll start today's session with a 40 minutes meditation. And to guide us today's meditation, we have Sunil sir with us. And Sunil sir is from Bangalore and working in IT area. And he's been time meditator and trusted with IFSS. Welcome, Sunil sir. Over to you, sir.
Good evening, ma'am. How are you?
Good, sir. All good. Thank you.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. A very good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, everyone who has joined from all the different corners of the globe. Thank you so much. Yes, as ma'am said, we will start with meditation and then we'll get into a beautiful topic today. So, friends, gather yourself. Take time. Find a cozy place, an undisturbed place, and be comfortable. Sit comfortably. We are going to do Anapanasati meditation. If you are sitting on the floor, please sit normally, just like the way we sit when we eat food. If you're sitting on a chair or a sofa, you may be comfortable and cross your feet. Just look around. Feel the whole space. Just notice the temperature of the room, the overall atmosphere. There may be external sounds, noises. It's all okay. Do not fight with them. Let them be as it is. Now slowly bring your attention to yourself. If you're wearing spectacles, you may remove them. It's not needed when we meditate. Be as comfortable as possible. You may take the back rest if required. Now, slowly close your eyes. And bring your attention to the body. Let us scan our body from head to toe. Relax your head, your forehead, eyebrows, eyelids. Loosen it a bit. You just have to close the eyes. Need not strain yourself. Are you biting your teeth too much? Just loosen your jaw a bit. How is your shoulder and arms? Loosen it a bit. Be relaxed. Your clasped fingers, keep it just interlocked. Don't tighten it. Your upper back, lower back, relax them completely. your thigh muscles, calf muscles, ankle, and feet. Make adjustments if needed. The body is now completely relaxed. Now, bring your attention from your body to your breath. We are going to do Anapanasati meditation. This is in Pali language. Ana means ingoing breath. Apana means outgoing breath. And Sati means be with the breath. For the next 35 minutes, we are just going to be with our breath. No mantra, no chanting, no visualization of any guru or any form or anything. Our breath is the guru. Thoughts of various forms might come, that's okay. Whenever it appears, just gently cut that thought and come back to your breath. You can feel the breath anywhere, be it in the nostrils, or lungs, or abdomen. Just continue being with our breath, every single ingoing and outgoing breath. Music is being played in the back end, but let our attention may always be on our breath. I might give some instructions in the middle, but it'll all be to just come back to breath. You won't miss out on anything. Let's all meditate and be in this state. Be with your breath. Please cut the thoughts and come back to your breath, my dear friends. Just be with your breath. Wonderful masters. Please continue to be with your natural ingoing and outgoing breath. Last 15 minutes. Please continue to be with your breath, my dear friends. Last 5 minutes. Wonderful, masters. Please do not close your eyes, open your eyes yet, and come back to your body sensations. Bring your attention from the breath to your body. Just pay attention. And slowly, when you're ready, you may now unclasp your fingers and place them on your eyes for a few seconds. Please take your time. Gently open your eyes and give a smile to yourself. Thank you so much. Thank you all, masters. Thank you, Bhavani ma'am, for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Over
Thank
to
you.
you.
Yeah. Thank you, Sunil sir, for this wonderful meditation. It was really peaceful and very calming. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Welcome back, masters. Hope you all had a wonderful meditation. It's now time for us to get into next segment of today's session with Srinivas Reddy sir, and the topic is understanding. Brief intro of Srinivas sir. Srinivas Reddy sir is the founder of Svadhyaya Yoga Self-Study, a spiritual initiative. He met Brahmarshi Pitamaha Patriji in the year 1995 and got introduced to Anapanasati meditation and practices it regularly. He read thousands of spiritual books and has been guiding spiritual aspirants in the magnificent area of Svadhyaya Yoga for the past 8 years and has great wisdom and extensive practical life experiences. Welcome, Srinivas Reddy sir. Over to you, sir. Sir, you're on mute, sir.
Okay. Good morning. Hope you can hear me. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So today we are going to explore the word understanding from different masters. So it's a really very most important word, understanding, which people really never think of or ponder on. One of the most important word in spiritual literature is this word, understanding. So today the seed thought is let's explore that word, understanding. Okay. So from two sources we'll be discussing this word. The first source is from Torkham Sardain's literature. He wrote two fantastic books. This is Education as Transformation, Individual and Cosmos. This is first book, and this is the second book, Education as Transformation, volume 2. So in these books, like he was discussing the word understanding more, the complete chemistry of the word understanding, which really I started contemplating on that word, how fantastic this word is. And then we got that concept into Telugu also on the title called Avagahana Shakti. So we got a small booklet which Swarnalatha madam translated. Then, even Osho Rajneesh, he wrote a very fantastic book called The Book of Understanding. I really don't know how many people have read that book. So, the complete spiritual science or in spirituality, it's not the amount of knowledge, or it's not the amount of book reading, or it's not the amount of your ego-based experiences that count. Only thing which counts is your understanding of a particular law or a particular principle which exists in your physical nature, or your emotional nature, or your mental nature, or your spiritual nature. Because people act as if they understood an aspect, then why is there so much of misunderstanding in one's own nature? Is what is the biggest question one needs to put to themselves. Each one should put that question to themselves. The amount of misunderstanding you have in your consciousness is what you are, or your understanding is directly proportional to your so-called enlightenment. In either of these two things, only one thing exists. That is why we discussed law of paradoxy in the last time. But keep it aside. Now let's focus on this word, what understanding is. So give me 15 minutes of your time, okay? Then you will learn something, the real importance of this word called what understanding means in one's spiritual journey. The highest significance must be given to this word. So many years ago, I learned a great prayer of an ancient king. Lord, give me understanding so that I may lead people in the right direction and fulfill your will. See, everything is there in this simple ritual kind of thing. For a long time, this prayer fascinated me. Slowly, I began to repeat it in the depths of my heart. Ancient teachers put a very strong emphasis on understanding. They thought that understanding was a rare quality developed over many years, and that he who had understanding had the key to life. One understands something when he sees the cause, the action, the motive power, and the goal of it, and is all able to relate these four factors. See how beautiful. And you see, most of the people in this today's world, they are functioning from their most misunderstanding self. There are two selves, understanding self and misunderstanding self. Why do you think we have three basic pillars? Like one is about meditation, one is about book reading, one is about Sajjan Sangatyam. These three things are joined by a thread called understanding. And it is every individual who needs to feel by themselves that the amount of understanding they cultivated through their sadhana, either with meditation or with book reading or with meeting people. The only thing which counts is your understanding, nothing else. Nothing else, not how many books you read, how much you have traveled, how much money you have spent. All these ego flattery things are not at all are taken into consideration. Only thing which is taken into consideration is is in your life is directly proportional to your understanding, or the amount of problems or suffering you have in your life is proportional to your misunderstandings. You take care of your misunderstandings, everything will be taken care. And you see so many misunderstandings in your own inner life is what the basic intention, motive of Swadhyaya Yoga. Why we ask to write spiritual books? The write means pro-survival books. Pro-survival doesn't mean ego flattery books. Pro-survival means you becoming more soul, less matter. Such kind of books needs to be understood. That is why I have taken this concept of understanding, because everyone should assess their own understanding levels. Your spiritual understanding, your mental understanding, your mental reasoning, higher reasoning. Always, in my 30 years of my interaction with Patriji, the only secret he had is he believed in the principle called always refine your reasoning, higher reasoning. That is what he was always doing. Refine your higher reasoning. How you refine your higher reasoning is through understanding. One more synonym, like most of the people, these are the synonymous words, like, they use the word perspective or understanding or your comprehension. Like you go to any competitive exam, you have a comprehensive section there. Like, they give a paragraph. Within that paragraph, below they give you 10 questions. Within 3 minutes, you should read that paragraph and answer those questions, because they build your physical comprehensive skills. But this is about your life comprehension. Most of the people, they misunderstand. They, like, book reading, they go with a flow called, they read spiritual books with a mindset of as if they are reading for a competitive exam, or like, with their nobody are going to give you marks. You read or don't read. This is not about competition, it's about your inner cooperation. To develop understanding is not easy. You not only need the above factors, but you need an innate power to break the limitations found in your mental and emotional worlds. We do not understand certain things, not because they are above our intelligence, but because we cannot touch them due to our limitations and emotional walls built by our religion, culture, customs, knowledge, prejudices, and superstitions. Understanding cannot operate within these limits. Understanding leads to freedom. Freedom from your limitations. As you become freer, you become closer to the facts and truth. Understanding is a process of seeing truth from all sides. Some of these walls are built before we were born. Some of them are built throughout our lives, at home, in school, at church, and in life. Some of them are needed for a certain time. But when they are imposed upon us, when we need to grow, they turn into heavy obstacles on our path. See how beautiful your life will be if you start exploring this word understanding. In order to develop our understanding, we also need to increase our viewpoints and be open-minded. Wow. From 30 years, we always still ask people to read books. People think that, like, they are preparing for a competitive exam. I have read 50 books in 1 month. Again, after reading those 50 books, they stop reading books. They never do book reading in a very gradual way. Read books with an open mind. To be open-minded means not to reject, ignore, or deny things without thorough examination. That is self-examination. Some people write book reviews without first reading the books, or they give opinions about things they have never studied. That is why I don't come into people, because anything which is important, like, the most important thing is, I have never seen either in the social media or anywhere, anything such thing like understanding summits. No one is creative or innovative. There are no understanding summits. There are summits which make other people increase their flattery people. And what is there? You go there and you also start becoming more flattery. Where are these things going on? What is your understanding quotient? After 30, 40 years of spiritual sadhanas. Oh my God. Understanding requires that you first examine the object or event you want to understand from as many viewpoints as are possible for you. See, I have to read 30 years Bhagavad Gita, then open your mouth. Everywhere people are talking. They're doing something. That is just information passing. Information has nothing to do with your spiritual journey. Only thing which is proportionate to your spiritual growth is your understanding. Remember that point. This is the formula. This is the formula. And every year, misunderstandings are increasing proportionately. That is a scientific observation. We used to play a special game in the monastery to deepen our understanding. Two boys called the questioning ones. Each one chose team of 7 boys. These 2 boys came and sat on the stage. The 14 boys chosen for the teams put on long gowns and covered their faces and then came to the stage. The object of the game was for the questioning ones to choose their correct team by asking questions of 14 boys. The game proceeded as follows. The first questioning one asked one of the boys 5 questions, but that boy was not allowed to answer out loud. Then the second questioning, one asked the same boy his 5 questions. After all the questions had been asked, the boy being questioned silently moved to the side of questioning one who had asked the most right questions about him. After all 14 boys had been questioned in this manner, everyone would unmask their faces and reveal their identities. The winner of the game was questioning one who had chosen the most boys from his original team. The interesting and the most difficult thing was to ask the right questions to unveil the boys' natures. The questioning ones had to closely observe the disguised boys in order to find hidden clues to recognize them. When I asked my teacher about the purpose of the game, he said, "The game develops understanding in you as you try to approach an object from various angles." That is why book reading, that is why uh, that spiritual exploration. It's not about being fanatical. We never say read Osho or read Rampa or read this or read anything which comes from a creative mind, which gives you some understanding. Understanding is meditation. Meditation is understanding. That's it. Understanding sometimes needs heavy mental research and an open mind attitude. That is what you need to question. In 30 years of your journey, people claim or project you to be closed mind. You won't become closed mind. You do your journey with your open mind. Nobody has to recognize you, or nobody may or may not recognize you. Because if people don't recognize you, you will fall into saturation. This is both individual and your contribution to the common good of the people. You don't have to cater to the egos of the people. You don't have to please people. Just see every year or every 7 years in your spiritual journey, how much of what is your perspective, what is your understanding, what is your comprehension on a particular topic has been, how it has been upgraded. Sit under meditation. That is what meditation is. Understand, stand under the topic, under the subject. And how come to read Osho, it took 8 to 10 years? How can people overnight start speaking about Osho or Tarkam or karma concept or anything? Overnight, everybody speaks. We are becoming, we are talking from our, this is known as tape recorders. Like we have become more of tape recorder type. Somebody asked, "Oh, whatever you have heard, whatever you have seen, you just put on the tape recorder and pause it." That is not spirituality. Spirituality is something to cultivate your understanding levels. Sometimes it is instantaneous because of our accumulated past experiences. There is also an intuitive understanding which is not yet without our reach, as our consciousness does not function yet in the intuitional plane. Understanding each other in the world is the only way to achieve peace and prosperity. Without understanding, where will be peace? Or we really don't know the real topic. What are we sitting and doing Sajjana Sangatyam for? But a person cannot understand someone else until he first understands himself. See, first part of your journey is to understand yourself. Second part of your journey will people to understand yourself. Then that the whole life will become holistic. And every day you go and put a seed in the ground, and every day you remove that seed from the ground and plant it in another place. Then how can you cultivate understanding? Tell me. These are the things you need to question yourself. People can be understood better if you observe them in the field of their interest. People can be understood better if you observe them in the plane from which they are put in motion. People can be understood better if you observe their relation with people working in fields different from theirs. People can be understood better if you detect the emotions controlling them. People can be understood better if you find out if post-hypnotic suggestions are running their lives. People can be understood better if you discover their visions or dreams. People can be understood better if you discover the wounds they have in their psychic nature. This is what will build the group consciousness or working environment. The main step to develop an understanding of others is the effort to understand ourselves. No one can understand someone else without first understanding himself. To understand ourselves, we need many tools, but the main one is the power of observation. You see, again, everything boils down comes to breath observation. If we are scientifically are being with the breath, then our understanding level should increase. And if your understanding levels are increasing, there is no scope for misunderstandings in the working environment. Teachers sometimes talk about watching things, events, or people's behavior and expressions with both eyes. One eye is intellect, the other eye is intuition. If both eyes observe, then the observation will create understanding. Understanding is the process of expansion of consciousness. Understanding is not a labor to create thought forms. Adaptability and harmony are promoted by power of understanding. Understanding is the moment when your consciousness penetrates into the essence of the object or event. Knowingness is a process of accumulating data and information. Understanding is the assimilation of data in which knowledge loses its identity and turns into blood of the psychic system. Knowledge is food. Understanding is assimilation of food. That is where the most important thing is. Understanding is like your spiritual metabolism. And people are always thinking about the physicality of metabolism. But understanding is your spiritual metabolism. Accumulated knowledge without understandings makes people use the knowledge in wrong or anti-survival ways. Esoterically, understanding is only possible when the etheric heart, throat, and head centers key with the corresponding centers or senses on the astral, mental, and intuitional planes. Understanding is a sign of integrity. Cleavages in our nature prevent understanding. So you need to take care of how your cleavages inside your inner nature are being bridged. Is what meditation is all about. Swajaya is about. True understanding occurs when the human soul shifts its consciousness from mental plane to the spiritual triad. Understanding is the measure of the growth of the human soul. That is what I wanted to convey. The whole of these books, 150 books have been written so that people cultivate their understanding levels. That is what the real education is. That is why he wrote two beautiful books, Education as Transformation. Education as Transformation, Volume 2. Why? Which education? Soul education. Understanding is the ability to stand under or in. To stand means to be balanced, stable, and firm. Under means things that are hidden or preserved. The root, the invisible foundation, archetype, meaning, idea, essence. If one stands on these factors, he will have understanding. That is what is meditation is all about. The under is the cause. The person of understanding is not identified with the results, but stands in the cause and observes and studies from the foundation of the cause. Unless we see deeper than the outer object or phenomena, we will not be able to understand it. Understanding is a gradual process. As your consciousness expands and functions in the higher and higher planes, your understanding deepens. You synthesize your observation, experiences, and knowledge as you travel more deeply toward the core of yourself. So this is what is a beautiful chapter, and just a chapter written by him on the topic called understanding. Confusion is a state of mind in which there are lots of data but no understanding. Words but no sentences, and sentences which have no meaning. Leadership can create such a state of confusion if the leadership lacks understanding of its responsibilities. Most of the people they call and talk about, sir, I'm confused. Not sitting and doing research on why people are confusion, you won't remove confusion. You need to cultivate a kind of approach called, oh, we need to give people understanding. Either through meditation or through book reading or through Sajjan Sangatyamu, the only thing what all you do in your life, in a particular moment of your life, it needs to give other people a bit of understanding, not a bit of confusion. It's not how much you need to focus on confusion. Unless and until you understand how you are confused, you can never help other people who are more confused. So be with this word, okay? In what prevents understanding? We can enumerate hindrances to understanding. This is the most important area, which I have been shouting from past 30 years. What prevents understanding is your moral impurity. You do meditation, you do book reading, but you say that telling lies to others is also good. Then it won't do anything, it just prevents your soul understanding, that's it. What prevents understanding? Impurity of motives or dishonesty. All spiritual groups have become political rivalries because the only joining point is whatever you do, the only final thing we see, anybody sees in consciousness is your level of understanding. That's it. If there is no understanding, there should be something which stops you from understanding. That is, these are the things which comes from a lifetime of understanding of one's spiritual journey. What prevents understanding? Criticism or fanaticism. Fanaticism is you see one object only from one point of view. Again, we have a deep subject called how fanatics are created. There's a beautiful book called Obsession and Possession. If I start speaking about the topic, then it's a very challenging topic. What prevents your understanding is your ego, your self-interest, your manipulative techniques. What prevents understanding is vanity, means self-made traps. We really don't know anything about a particular topic and we pose as if we know everything about the topic. That is vanity. What prevents understanding is past crimes. What prevents your understanding is your unrighteousness. What prevents understanding is cruelty and ugliness. What prevents understanding is the most important thing is most of the people are becoming more heartlessness. You are not becoming heartful. Forget about mindful. You are not becoming heartful. You are becoming heartless. That is why people are not exploring the word understanding. That is why your misunderstanding quotient is being increased between two human beings. There's a space, and that space is filled with more of misunderstanding is because of these things. And we hide all these things. So hope, the positive side, understanding is a goal that all leaders and teachers must achieve because understanding gives them the power to think rightly, act rightly, and make righteous decisions at the right time. Understanding evokes trust. Understanding leads to success and prosperity. Understanding makes you a counselor and leader. Understanding expands your beingness, essence, and consciousness. See how beautiful thing is. A person of understanding is like a surgeon. He does surgery if it is needed without feeling sorry for your pain and suffering. So this part is this. And the next part, which I wanted to share. Okay. So, did this go? Okay. Excuse me. Okay. Wow. Did this go? Okay. So this is the most important book written by Osho Rajneesh, The Book of Understanding. I really don't know how many people have read this book. One of the most important contribution is this book, The Book of Understanding. You go to author, read what you like, what he told about what you like, then only you read that part. You don't read the complete holistic part written by any author. That is a very, I really don't understand. So this is Book of Understanding by Osho Rajneesh. He wrote worldly versus otherworldly. Yeah? If you understand Earth's life journey, you are not interested in other worlds. If you are interested in other worlds, you are not more enthusiastic or excited about living on the Earth plane. That is why, understanding the great divide. There should be some bridge between worldly and otherworldly, isn't it? Zorba the Buddha, meeting of earth and sky. You just take the caption and go, Zorba the Buddha, Zorba the Buddha, but your life is full of suffering is because you are not understanding either other worlds or the earthly journey. Second part, belief versus experience. Understanding the difference between knowledge and knowing. Whatever is happening in the social media, pick that concept and just prepare 10, 15 videos and release it, saying that it is a contribution to the upliftment of the humanity. Oh my God, we are projecting our mechanical side into the social media. We are not making the upliftment of consciousness of people. We are not trying to address the mechanicalness of the people, because if there is mechanicalness, there will never be understanding. There will be full of misunderstandings. Learned and natural. Like you always say watch natural breath, then why your artificiality is being suppressed? Next, leader versus follower. Understand the responsibility of being free. You want everyone to be a leader, then why are you creating followers? Conscience versus consciousness. Understanding the freedom of responsibility. If there is responsibility, responsibility comes from integration, reactions come from your separatism. Meaning and significance. Okay. Every meditation session should be more meaningful And every meaningful session should have higher correspondence called significance. From the known to the unknown to the unknowable. It's not about how horizontally you are reaching people. It's about how vertical inside every person is doing is upside journey. Spiritual journey is always vertical. Inside, upward. Not how much we are reaching people through our mechanicalness. So you see, all authors, people whom you people read regularly, they want you to explore the word called understanding. Now, every opportunity, everything, we need to make something bloom inside us. I think that is why you people conduct so many classes. Now it's up to you people, okay? How you will take this optimistically, this concept called understanding. It's not how many books you read, it's about how the understanding levels. Your spiritual understanding quotient is what it counts. At the end of the day, at the end of your life, the only thing which you take with you is your understanding quotient. That is what I wanted to convey. Because started with Paul Brunton, he used to name his books Perspectives of his journey. Then Thich Nhat Hanh, he wrote a book called Understanding Your Mind. Then Osho, he wrote about the book of understanding. And Torkham Saradarian, in Educational Transformation, he wrote about understanding. And Torkham Saradarian's another one of the most important book is Understanding Secret Doctrine. He wrote a book called Understanding Secret Doctrine. All Bhagavad Gita's, Tao teachings, Zen teachings, Sufi teachings, all these teachings, heart teachings, soul-centered teachings needs to be understood. Once everybody assimilates that spiritual metabolism is there, then everything becomes so natural. Understanding is the bridge. Not lip service is not soul service. Lip service is done everywhere at every corner of the world. But a service with understanding is what every individual need today. So how can we provide that soul understanding or soul service is through a natural meditation and read books which makes you more natural. So that is what I wanted to convey. Okay. So all the best for 2024 and 2025. Hope 2025 you read more books which will increase your understanding levels. And hope everyone will lessen their misunderstandings within their own nature. That is how consciousness shifts. Consciousness shifts only through natural means by educating people. Education means moving forward. Education means not going to classes, not going to spiritual universities and boosting your egos. Hmm? There is no difference between physical universities and spiritual universities. Sorry, state of affairs. Okay, this is what my topic for today was like. I wanted to voice something regarding the word understanding, and more people collect something regarding on the science of understanding and print in your own language. because understanding is as important as experience. There are only two types of things: spiritual intelligence and spiritual experiences. Both these things can be joined with only one bridge. The bridging process is known as understanding. And the whole world is full of spiritual intelligence and spiritual experiences. And we are covering only one part of it. We are only listening to spiritual experiences. But how about the spiritual intelligence part? Spiritual intelligence and spiritual experiences are bridged with understanding, and that bridge understanding is Swajaya Yoga. That is why meditation, Swajaya Yoga. And in Sajjana Sangatyamu, you won't sit with your motives and other people's motives. You sit with the spiritual needs of the people. That is what is teaching is. That is what is spiritual teaching is. Teaching is always there in the space. So think about this word, meditate, and build a big. We need understanding universities, understanding groups, understanding societies. That is what is needed for the humanity. Not showing off, saying, not lip services. Lip services are not needed. We need societies which render understanding levels, which uplifts the understanding levels of the individuals. So that is what is spirituality or spiritual science is all about. It's about meditation, it's about Swajaya, it's about your understanding levels. So any questions regarding today's concept?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Sir. Actually, one of the masters have asked, sir, how do we know whether it's our understanding or misunderstanding?
Pardon?
How do we know? I think the master is Manusha. Would you like to answer your question? Please unmute yourself.
Hello, sir. Thank you for the wonderful session, sir, of understanding. It's a need of the hour now, I feel. So my question is, we understand based on our perception level, right? So whatever we are perceiving, how do we know that whether we are understanding it rightly or it is a misunderstanding? What's a checkpoint?
So if it is raining outside, you watch that rain from through window. Is it the experience or your understanding?
It's understanding.
Okay. In understanding, you are totally there. I go into rain, I stand under the rain, then I know what is rain doing to my physical body. Yes or no? Then going into the rain, you start feeling what you felt in that rain. Otherwise, what happens is book knowledge, understanding comes first from unlearning. That is what I've been telling. Understanding comes from unlearning. You directly can't jump into a learning mode in spiritual science about yourself. That is what Zen stories always say. Initially, you come to meditation or you go to some topic. There is a workshop going on the topic called karma. Okay? Why you go to classes? To understand. Okay? So I go to a workshop on karma with a preconceived notion or whatever I had small data regarding that. I go and attend that workshop. What happens? You become more confused. You first leave your all preconceived notions, you unlearn and you go empty mind. Then whatever fits into your physical, emotional, mental natures, that part you will take up. You got my point? All Zen masters, there was a story like a student comes to the teacher saying that I want to be your student. Then he says, you should not put any questions to me for 40 days. Then he asked the student to bring a cup with a hole down part, and he wants the student to pour some tea in it. Immediately the student says, sir, there's a hole in that bottom. How can I put tea in that? Then he said, you can't be my student. That is the first thing. Second thing, you have a very old parable. Okay. There are 5 sons for a king. So he wants to crown somebody as the next king. Okay. Then he blinds everyone. Okay. He'll ask to describe the object. Then one son will go and touch the legs of the elephant and say it's like a tree. Okay. One more son will go and see the ear part of it and say it's like more of a windy nature. Only people with information, they understand an object more partially. And a person who understands things completely is the only person who understands. Understanding is directly proportional to holistic, how holistic you are. First, you need to understand your own parts inside you. Your emotional nature, your mental nature, your physical nature, your etheric nature, all put together is what your understanding is. How can I know that you don't understand? Means you become more reactive. Whenever I have triggers, I see some people, you don't like some people, it means what? Your emotional body is not matured. There is no emotional awareness. People who doesn't have emotional awareness, how can they talk about your intuitional body? It's as simple as that. Fear is there, anger is there, and most dominating thing, jealousy is there inside your system. How can a jealous system can understand something which is more core oriented, essence oriented? First, get rid of that jealousy. Through observation, we'll come to know, oh, your emotional body has 7 vipers. All these 7 things are there in your emotional body. They prevent you from understanding things. Who? Understanding your own self. Other than if you don't understand your own self, you can never, there is no question that you understand others. There is no doubt. You read a book, okay? You read a book, you take up autobiography yogi, whatever chapter you like, you only read that. You don't read the chapter where you can see your dark side inside that book. So, you have understanding means you are more integrated, you are more future oriented. It means your understanding bound. Your more misunderstanding bound is you always talk about the past. You're always talk about your self-interest means your more misunderstanding levels are more. You crave for your identity means there is so much of misunderstanding inside you. You understand Buddha, how can you crave? Every day from morning to evening for 40 years you talk about Buddha. How can Buddha talk about self-interest? You tell me. He said, be a light unto yourself. After 40 years of journey with Buddha, how can you say, I will be light unto others? You tell me. How can you promise that artificial thing? Understanding comes from oneself. Misunderstanding comes from your multiple selves. In the morning time, your daughter. In the office, you are somebody else. In the evening, with your boyfriend, you are something else. With your spiritual teacher, you are so obedient. You have so many multiple selves inside you. Now, when will you integrate all these selves and get rid of them and say, oh, I am not the personality self, I am the soul? Then comes understanding. And more of understanding comes to the people who are drama free. All misunderstandings are in dramas. And you all people are, what I mean to say, trapped in dramas. All dramas are equal to misunderstandings. Drama free is understanding. There's no drama. There are only facts, only truth. Truth prevails. You read Celestial Prophecy, okay? Why people interrogate you? Because they don't have energy. They'll put 100 questions to you. Oh, where did you go? Why did you? What did you eat? Whom are you talking to? Why people ask you so many questions is because in interrogations, there is exchange of energies. And a person who understands, okay, now this way I'll get my energy, will not have interrogative attitudes. People who are more carries their own misunderstandings, they become more interrogative. Whom are you talking to? See, interrogation, intimidation, aloofness, all these things in your behavior shows that you're hiding your misunderstandings. Somebody says something to you and you become so aloof. Aloofness is what? In your behavior. Because you're worried that other people are misunderstanding you. See how beautiful life is. It always gives opportunities to increase your understanding levels. Don't worry about, and the answer for your question is misunderstandings are there for the beings who are finite oriented, and understanding is for the people who are infinity oriented. Your mind is infinite. Your soul is infinite. Don't be bound with finiteness. Finiteness makes you misunderstand prone. Infinity thing makes you access the domain of understanding. Now do anything which makes you more infinite. Don't say, I read 100 books. There are 100 more books to be read. Don't say, I built 100 pyramids. Build 100 more pyramids. Infinity is your nature. That is what understanding is. God is infinite. God is not finite. You make yourself finite. So there is scope for misunderstanding. Working with other people, you will know your own understanding levels. That is what I'm saying. You got the answer?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Manisha, for the wonderful question. And thank you, sir. Yeah, definitely. First, we have to work on hindrances. Like once we eliminate, then can understand ourselves better. Then when we understand ourselves, we can understand others. Yeah, thank you, sir. Now I would like to invite Rajan sir, the chairman of IFSS, sir.
Hello. Hello, Srinivas.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, good morning. It was wonderful once again. It was an excellent understanding of understanding.
Yeah.
So there are a couple of things I would like to know from my side. But the limited knowledge that I have is only after getting introduced to Patriji. But I have all praise for him, and I think I owe so much to our great Patriji, because he was the person who told me that unless you read books, you can never know what things are. So merely having just understanding and doing only meditation and not knowing what is death, what is reincarnation, everything you should know. So you start reading books. That's the only advice that I took so seriously. And to the limited extent, I could understand so many things. But today you gave me a really good idea about what understanding is. Because after all, knowledge is power, and knowledge can make you perfect. There's no doubt about it. But I wonder how certain organizations do not really promote Swadhyaya, but still they are able to flourish, and they are able to get people in millions of people join them. And all because the Guru himself says, I do not want to name them, but the Guru says it is enough if you read what I write or what books I author. Okay. And that is enough. That is what they say. They do not allow, or there is no liberty for these people, so-called admirers or disciples, to go for other knowledge of other, from other organizations, other religions, etc. That way, hats off to Patriji, because he just transgressed all these limitations and then allowed us that freedom to pick up whichever books you feel, or which are the right books. He has given a list of right books, and so that we can make the right choice. And for that, we have to compliment this great yogi, or great Brahmarshi Patriji. But I wonder, or I want your opinion on that aspect of it, where the knowledge is limited to the mentor, to the person who has started the organization. How do these people really expand themselves, or are they able to expand themselves? That is a moot question. Okay. What have you to say about their understanding?
And that is what I have been telling. All teachers, the only thing is faith is important, trust is important, and these both the things, they need to take with them the essence. So it's not about all emotional body groups. They have this kind of strategy, like, I'll give you the material, you read.
Yeah.
So all these people are more of physical or emotional boundedness. There is no problem in it. Even for emotional body, we need to have more devoted people. So New Age is about what we are now we are in the age of intellect. This intellect will evolve into intuition.
Yeah.
So we are not talking about the past. We are talking about the future of humanity.
Yeah.
So because we are talking about the future of humanity, it doesn't imply there should be no person who should talk about the past. Some people talk about the past. But we have clarity that we are present to future-oriented people. So we will never dwell into the past of anybody or ourselves.
Mm.
So we have a clarity that we are future-oriented groups.
Mm.
Future is about how your intellect becomes your intuition.
Mm.
That is why we added the thing called Swajaya Yoga.
Mm.
And all other groups, they never talk about intellect. They talk about your emotional body. They talk about only your devotion part.
Yeah, that's correct.
Because they
And,
are devotional part, they uplift the people from emotional body to mental body. That's it. That is their job.
and I think they stop with that.
It is up to him. It is up to him. Tomorrow he may add slowly the role of Jnana Yoga. Slowly he may add it.
Oh.
Because without adding,
Mm.
it is not you read other people's books or my book. It is about, at least I am writing my own books, means he's interested in more of Jnana Yoga, isn't it?
Jnana Yoga. That is there. Yeah, we give
So
credit for that.
in Jnana Yoga, then
Mm.
after Jnana Yoga, you become you enter Raja Yoga.
Raja Yoga. Yeah.
Who is the king? The soul
Mm.
sitting, the seat of the soul is the king.
Yeah.
For him, you need meditation and Raja Yoga.
Mm. Correct.
So the other people, they are only talking about the devotion part, their emotional body part. They never emphasize more of Jnana Yoga.
Jnana Yoga.
So
Because
you
that
take the
touches us.
entire Western world is full of Jnana Yogis.
Mm.
Jnana Yogis trying to, their direction is towards the Raja Yoga.
Mm.
So this Dhyana Yoga is how you synthesize everything.
Yeah.
The unification of all things is what Dhyana Yoga is.
Mm.
It's not about diversification. It's about how you are going to make all souls follow one direction is what Dhyana Yoga is.
Yeah.
Dhyana Yoga, another name for Dhyana Yoga is Agni Yoga. Agni Yoga means your spirit is fire.
Mm.
Okay.
Mm.
All Shiva, all these Shiva sutras, what they do is the fire
Mm.
will see that all your hindrances or your darkness will vanish.
Mm.
They talk symbolically.
Mm.
Okay. So the real spiritual person is a person who never goes into the past, who is more integrated in the present, but is more future oriented.
Mm.
Future means your beingness.
Yeah.
We are not talking about other things. We are only interested in beingness.
Mm.
Beingness people, they talk about meditation and Swaja Yoga.
Okay.
They are more interested in only doingness.
Mm.
They are not interested in thinkingness and beingness.
Mm.
So triune self, which Percival was also speaking, was thinking, being, doing. Three things that should be there.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, most of the people are trapped in doingness and thinkingness. They never think of beingness.
Mm.
Some idea should challenge you, isn't it? You should say, like, become like me. Why you read Krishna? Because you want to become like him.
Mm. Yeah.
Why you read Shiva Sutras? Why you go to Kailas Manasaro Yatra? So that that thing will challenge you. That beingness challenges you.
Mm.
So that beingness, whatever he gives, that beingness oriented books, people should read.
Yeah. Yeah. So this part of this, I was really not aware that Osho has also written. There is a book of understanding by Osho, and that's really great because that's a new spirituality for 21st century.
Yeah. Then he was the only person who said vertical journey is important. Vertical journey is you go inside and upward.
Yeah.
Horizontal journey means taking your teacher's name into the public. Both should be balanced.
Yeah.
Horizontal, spiritual, your principles you need to take into the people is your horizontal journey.
Yeah.
Vertical journey is you should penetrate into your own self.
Yeah.
Then both the things, and like people are taking The teachers, principals outside without their own journey, they are getting confused.
Yeah.
I talk about Sylvia Brownie. I should
Mm.
say honestly that I read Sylvia Brownie, but I never had experiences of Sylvia Brownie. Then you will have understanding.
Yeah.
I take Sylvia Brownie's experiences as my experiences, then something will confuse me.
Correct.
That is where the dilemma is.
Yeah.
Patriji said, read Sylvia Brownie.
Mm.
He never said, own our experiences by yourself.
Yeah.
Don't own experiences, read experiences. Reading experiences is different, owning their experiences is different.
Yeah. Correct. And one thing I liked, especially in this book of, I think you had, I don't know, I don't remember who is the author of that book, Education and Transformation.
Tarkam.
Tarkam said that in.
He
Okay,
wrote 2
wonderful.
volumes. You see, 2 volumes.
Oh, Education is Transformation. Okay. Wonderful. I think he has touched upon everything on earth as far as
Because
spirituality is.
education is a solution for all issues, sir.
Yeah.
I admire IFSS because Indian Federation of Spiritual Scientists should make every individual more educated person.
Yeah, that's why we have become international now.
No, no, internationally, we need to educate. You see how many souls.
Yeah. So here, what prevents understanding? That's wonderful. What he has mentioned in that book, especially mental impurity, ego, criticism, heartlessness, then cruelty, unrighteousness. That is the most important thing, you know. So that prevents the understanding. But ultimately, it boils down to only one thing, that understanding gives you the direction. You have the map, but you don't have the direction. So this understanding alone helps you to locate the place where you want to really go.
Absolutely.
That's wonderful. And today I received a new type of knowledge about understanding. I think I'll have to buy the book of Osho very quickly. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Srinivas. It was wonderful.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
We'll meet in Kartal.
Sure. Namaste.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Rajan sir. Now I would like to invite Swarnalatama, trustee.
Yeah. As usual. As usual. Quite interesting, informative as well as wisdom. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Masters, if anyone has any questions, if you want to ask Srinivas sir, please raise your hand. Yes, Vikal sir.
Yeah, thank you, Bhavani. Thank you very much, sir. It's fantastic session, and it has opened up differently. And I was just wondering, as you mentioned that in social media and all, we just look at the tip of the iceberg and listen something and read little bit and talk about the different thing without even understanding. And I'm just wondering that what is your view the way the things are happening in the AI and the chat GPT and all. We don't even need to put those many effort and get the information and talk about this. So where are we going in that direction? What is your view on that?
Read Digital Dharma by Deepak Chopra. Read that book. Everything, every object, everything has 3 things: optimistic side, pessimistic side, and neutral side. Okay, but Digital Dharma we can use for our spiritual upliftment, AI also. But there's a scope for people to become more mechanical also. It is how you use your that technology is up to you. That it depends on your choice. So people who want to become more conscious, what happens is with AI is it provides more integrated views within no time. So it can synthesize more, like, your civil engineering, your chemistry, your art, everything put together, it can give you conclusion in within no time. It doesn't imply that you stop thinking. So use AI for your conscious upliftment. Don't use AI for you to become more lazy or to become more mechanical. Okay. So use AI for decision making, to increase your decision making efficiency. Take AI's point of view, but you decide. Don't make AI decide your future. That is my take.
Got it. So basically, the AI should be used as a tool to take the faster decisions.
That's it.
Okay. And sir, thank you very much. The deepest gratitude to you. I got inspired.
Yeah.
And the mantra you have given me, the 4 agreement books, I was keeping in my laptop for 4-5 months. And last to last Sunday, I could finish that completely. One fine day, I got the, calling from the books, open it up and read it. So last 40-50 pages, I got read in one go. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Deep gratitude to you, sir.
Always do your best.
Yes.
Yes, that's it.
Thank you very much.
Right.
Welcome, sir. Any more masters? Like, if anyone want to speak, or you have any questions? Yeah, I'll let masters. Yeah, sir. I don't see any hands, sir. I think we can conclude today's session. Yeah, thank you so much, Srinivas sir, for this wonderful session.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And thank you, masters, for all joining us today and then sharing your energies with us. We'll meet again next week, same time. Until then, have a good day, masters. Thank you. Thank you all.